Yeah, thank you very much for the possibility to present our program, what we had started this year in education. It's not that easy to speak after that. Pictures and dogs and cats, that's not easy. It will be hard, but I will give my best. So this was a common project between our clinic, the German Society, and German Heart Center Berlin. I did it together with Frank Meckler. And yeah, we have nothing to declare for this presentation. The only thing is we get tubing sets from Livanova to doing that education part here in our at the school. And as I mentioned before, it was a common project between the German Society for Cardiovascular Engineering, the Medicline Heart Center, and the German Heart Center Berlin. So we are doing MIAC systems for more than 18 years now. And for me, it's unbelievable that this technique is not in the daily routine, because we have more and more cases doing with a minimal invasive system. Of course, the CABGs itself goes down from the numbers, but the percentage and the proportion of MIAC systems are always increasing in our clinic. That means the directly indication when the patient is coming for CABG surgery is to have a MIAC system. Only in the case that a valve is involved or other diagnosis, we change to a conventional system. That's our background. And we have also recommendations on it. The current guidelines published 4 years ago make a clear statement with a 2A indication on a level of evidence B. But on the other hand, and this paper is already 8 years published now, Kyriakos make the statement that there is a limited penetration of the MIAC system into the market, and that's still true, unfortunately. But what was to be done in that time, 8-10 years ago? We said, okay, we have to found society, we have to reunion the MAC users, and we have to have more harmonization between the MIAC systems. We have to have multi-center trials and also recommendations. And therefore, a consensus meeting was in 2014 in Switzerland, in Bern, and the paper came out then in 2016, and actually now is published the update to that paper. You can find it, of course, on PubMed. So, and what's done in that paper? First of all, what I said, we talked about classification of MIAC system. You will find the classification from type 1 to type 4. And you see also the recommendations. And we have high recommendations, 8 on level class 1 or class 2A, and 4 of them with a level of evidence A. So and that's not that bad. But on the other hand, it's not still in the routine use. So there's a lot of things done. But what we also know is that the evidence is there, but what we need is a more structured training program. That we think, and we also stated 2 years ago. And based on that acknowledgement from ourselves that we could be better in the education of implementation of a MIAC system, we start with that program. So on the one hand, you need a classification, a standardization of the MIAC system. On the other hand, you need a clear concept, a training concept, and then an education procedure. And those of you who know the TAVI programs with a clear implementation procedure and you end up with a certificate, that's a good approach to adapt a new technology. And that's a little bit the idea behind to be more structured in the education part. So we started in this year at the Academy for Perfusion in Berlin with that course. It was a 2-day program, and this suggested MIAC training program was to have, first of all, to understand the basic principles of a MIAC system. You could do that in the classroom, you could do that also online, of course. Then to have the basic skills in using a MIAC system, then in the UR together with a simulation. And then you go forward with the advanced skills, you train problems on the machine, and so on and so on. And then you are prepared for a preclinical team training, and at the last stage, and that's my only experience as well, you need a proctoring in your clinic to start with that system, and then you are well prepared to start with MEAC. So the aims of that course was clear. We want to transfer theoretical and practical knowledge, and want to also gain the knowledge about using a completely closed system in the OR, which is different to an open cardiopulmonary bypass system, as you know. And yes, I want to let out our students with the basic competences in MEAC. The theoretical course was done by the whole team. That means we have a cardiac surgeon there, we have an anesthetist there, and the perfusionist, of course. We came from the background, biocompatibility, and then going to the specific things regarding MEAC systems. Even that point, to have a hard team, not only for the teacher, but also in the room, is a very, very important thing. I will come to that later on. So, the materials was that we use a simulator, the Califia simulator, a Livanova C5 console pump, and our MEAC systems. And much more important is to have good trainers in the room, also good trainers for the Calivia. And yeah, some of you perhaps know that system. You have a huge of possibilities to train people without any danger to harm patients. You can do everything, and I can tell you, it's also for you as trainer very good to have that time with the machine and to try everything from suck infenuments to air and pump air in the system and so on. So, and this system is also related to ECMO, and to be honest, an ECMO and the MEAC system is very close. And yeah, we have a lot of fun with playing with that system. And yeah, the scenarios was going on CPP, MEAC and air management, which is important for that procedure. And then in the second part, MEAC and volume management, offloading, and going off of cardiopulmonary bypass. We have had 8 participants. That's not that much, but to be in a productive group, I would not plan more than 10. 8 is already much. 7 perfusionists, 1 cardiac surgeon. And we could say all of them were certified, and we see progress in their development, in understanding what a MEAC system is, and also in using the MEAC system. I would say a simulation makes absolutely sense. You have more possibilities to train and to show the things behind in using such a technology. I would once again emphasize, it must be, in the best case, take place with the whole heart team. Heart team means, in our case, the perfusionist, the surgeon, and the anesthetist. Because if you are alone with that idea in your own OR at home, you will have not that success. If you have all the team with you, also in the training, that will help you to implement the system then at home. Yeah, what could be the outlook? We try to establish the certification for MEAC pilots, something like that. So based on a structured program, and that should be then established by the societies. That could be a national society or also the MEAC society, and that could help to train that special skills. Yeah, thank you for your attention. You are invited. Contact us if you have interest at that program. You can call us. The most of you know Berlin. Nobody knows Coswig. I don't know it before, but it's not far from Berlin. So the theoretical course will be in Berlin, and then practical cases you can see in Coswig in my clinic. Thank you for your attention.